mentioned CJ McCollum, and
Yeah.
that name it got hot for a while. I mean, even CJ was talking about it at practice yesterday, just kind of wanting to take his mind off of it, wait till that new deadline, not really think about basketball when he leaves. But elaborate a little bit on what his report was and how CJ's likely not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, leading up to the deadline, there were no reports that the Blazers were shopping McCollum or that they were even listening to trades. In fact, the only reports out there was that there were a bunch of teams that were calling the Blazers about both McCollum and Lillard, and the Blazers were shutting those calls down. The only kind of rumors out there were more trade ideas. You had people saying the Blazers need to break up this backcourt because they're both small guards. It's not going to work. If they want to move forward and get, reshuffle their roster and get pieces that will really matter, they have to trade one of their players that has value, whether it's, Lillard or McCollum. And so some people were out there, including Zach Lowe, and, that the Blazers could maybe trade CJ McCollum to Cleveland for Kevin Love and the Nets pick or something like that. But I don't think that option was ever out there. I don't know if the Blazers would even entertain that offer. I mean, they've never made any indication that they're willing to move either of those players.
I thought it was a super interesting report because it was at a time when it's crunch time, basically, for the trade deadline. And with so much conversation around it, whether or not it was warranted or granted or, legit or whatever, it was still the hot topic with the Blazers for a possible trade. If you were a fan of a blockbuster deal, you knew it probably had to involve CJ McCollum or Yusuf Nurkic. So the fact that you at least got that was someone inside that was saying, no, this isn't even an option.
And you don't get that from the Blazers ever. And so for something to actually leak the night before the deadline, you knew it was legitimate. And what was interesting about the report, it wasn't just that the source said the Blazers weren't going to trade McCollum at the deadline, but that they're never going to trade him. I mean, that was really surprising that they would be that definitive. And maybe that was just the source putting his stamp on what he was saying. But because I thought if the Blazers are going to trade McCollum, they're not going to do it at the deadline. That's not when you get the most value. That should happen during the offseason. But if this source is to be believed, that's not even an option in the offseason. They're going to build around Lillard and McCollum, and who knows what else.